I'm taking horizontal scrolling to a new level and you're going to seriously love this method. And don't worry, I have thought about the mobile from a user experience point of view, and I hope you trust my opinion on this. Say you've got a page and you've got loads of sections above. As you scroll down, you eventually hit a section which horizontally scrolls, and it goes scroll, 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 scroll until we get to the end, and then we move on to the next load of sections below. What happens when you scroll back upwards? Well, it starts from the end of where you were and it goes back over to the left and you get back to the start. I probably did that too quick. It goes back to the start and then you scroll up. But I want you to focus on the top right corner. Okay, so just watch what happens when the top. There is nothing there at the moment, right? You could have a menu, you could have whatever you want. This is your website. When you get to the first slide, we get this icon appear and it remains there until we get to the end, and now we're scrolling downwards. So what is the point of that icon? Well, imagine you've got a page, right? And you've got 20 of these horizontal scrolling sections. You're on the mobile or the desktop. I've got to keep scrolling and go all the way through them before I get to the bottom. What if I just want to click and jump down? Well, watch this. You click it, boom. Yeah, I know it still slides sideways, and anyone who sees the code I'm going to give you, and you will be surprised by this, you can go and modify that. But I think that is a pretty funky shortcut. You know, it doesn't matter where you are. You could be like, here you go, halfway through, and you click it, and it just takes you down. So I feel giving the user that ability to skip all the horizontals, I think that's a pretty good thing from a user experience. So how did I do this? And what did I do for when I got to the mobile? Because I slightly tweaked the approach for a very important reason. Let's have a look. This could not be any simpler. So imagine you've got your sections or containers that sit above, and that's why I've called it pre-hori. And then we've got post-hori for everything that sits below. You don't call it that, okay? You can have loads of containers above or below. Or maybe the horizontal is your hero banner. I've just called it horizontal container so I know where it sits. I also have a code container, and this is where we have our HTML. And I'll come on to that code in a moment. Let's just go back over to the horizontal container. This is where you're going to do the bulk of your work. Let's go and expand it. We have an icon and we have a carousel. This is how simple it is. We're going to use the Elementor carousel to build this. Now, you could do this with individual containers as well, but because the nested carousel allows you to drop containers in anyway, it just makes it easier. And when we come onto the mobile, and I think you might know where I'm going with this, a lot of the settings are already built in for you. And you're probably thinking, where are you going with this, Imran? Stay with me. The icon is just so that I could drop in an icon for the skipping. So it's just an icon. Go and style it and size it up how you want. The only thing you have to take into account, though, is make sure you give it the class name of sticky icon. I haven't set any position on it. It's still a default because we do everything inside of the code. Now, when you do drop in the code later on, the icon does disappear, but don't worry about that. When you're building it, you'll see it on your screen somewhere. Now, let's go over to the carousel, and this is literally just your carousel as you normally would build it. You drop in the carousel widget. You'll have slides. All of mine are called slide 1. That's me being lazy. It should be slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, slide 4, slide 5. You get the idea. Inside of these, you'll have whatever widgets you want. I kept it simple, and per slide, I just gave it a background image and I dropped in a bit of heading. Look, your slide is a container in itself. So, do your paddings, your margins, whatever you want. Now, the important thing is there is no class name applied to the individual slides. So, just to remind you, we applied the sticky icon class name to the icon. To the individual slides, there is no class name. If we go to the actual carousel that houses everything, and I have set it to be one slide on display, and if you are scrolling, I've set it to be one as well. So one slide on display. You do 3, and you can get away with it, but you might just need to jig around with it a little bit. When we go to the settings, the auto scroll is off and the infinite scroll is off as well, because I don't want you to go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then go back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because that again can create a bit of a problem. I just want you to go from 1 to 5 because that's the amount of slides I've got. Now for the navigation, I have got the arrows showing. Now when you were viewing it, there were no arrows, but this is going to be important for the mobile. You can make your own mind up about this, but trust me, when we get to the mobile, it will make sense. When we go to the advanced tab for the carousel, right? Again, we have no class name. I couldn't make this easier for you. You only add the class name to the icon not to the carousel, and not to the individual slides. If you do decide to add a class name to the carousel, go and modify the code I'm going to show you because I'm just using standard Elementor class names. Quick recap before we go to the code. Icon with a class name, carousel, no class name, slides, no class name, but you drop in whatever widgets you want. Call to action, forms. You could even have like a loop grid for your shop. You could have a video. So you might have like a big impact headline. You then scroll to the side and you got an image of someone enjoying the product or a video that auto plays, mute it or have whatever you want to do with it. And then the next slide might be buy now, with a button or variations and whatever you want. So you can be really, really versatile with this. So that's the horizontal container. The code container contains just a HTML code, right? And because it's only got that widget, it will be invisible on the screen. It won't take up any space. But the icon has to take you somewhere. So the next container after you're doing the horizontal, just make sure you've clicked on the container, go to the advanced type, and I've given it the ID skip. You can be a bit more funky with your naming. I just called it skip. So when you click it, it will go over there. And if I do go back over to the icon and go to the content, you will see over here, it's got hashtag skip. Okay. So I've done it in the ID. You click that, it will jump to skip. So let's now have a look at the code. And I did call it code container so you don't get confused with what's inside of there. Here's the HTML. It is a long bit of code, I'm not going to lie, but the only thing you need to worry about is what is at the top. And if you really want to understand this code or tinker with it, or you feel like you could make it even better and juicier, stick it in ChatGPT to do more with it, or even to explain the code. Anyone who's ever worried about any code that we share in tutorials and you really want to understand it to broaden your skills, stick it in AI to explain for you. So down here, we have our sticky icon in terms of the positioning where it fixes it to the top. But what's really good is this code only allows it to be fixed in place during the carousel. So when you're outside of the carousel, that icon is not visible on your screen. Because when you do fixed, if you've got a page with 30 containers or sections, it will be visible for all of them. And I did not want that. And it doesn't work very well with absolute. If you can make it work with absolute, great. But I had to use fixed. But the code will show it when it needs to be seen and hides it when it does not need to be seen. I can tell you now, I felt amazing when I was able to get that cracked. There's only two things you might touch in the top part, and it might be the transition in terms of the sliding. 0.2 I felt worked really well. But over here, this is important, I am only applying the horizontal scroll when the screen size is greater than 768, okay? Everything below, I do not want this. Let me explain why. When you are looking at a mobile phone and you are doing this, right, even though it's got the icon, it can be annoying. I have seen other tutorials out there. There might be a bit of a jitter effect. There might be like you scrolling and then it sometimes resets itself. It doesn't always work well. So here's my theory, and I hope you go with me on this, and I'm happy to see your comments in the comment section. I want this to be applicable on the desktop or anything greater than 768. When you get to the mobile, it does not apply, which is why I left the arrows in for the navigation. Because if you're studying what I've done in this video, you might have been going, wait, he's doing horizontal scroll, but he's still showing the arrows. What's he doing? Because when we get to the mobile, I want you to have the authority to do that if you so want, okay? So if you want to slide across, you can. Because I feel like on mobiles, when you have like a 5-section page, right, it might look really quick and easy. But when you go to mobile, those 5 sections are now stretched out. Because you might have 2 child containers and mobile now does that. So now you've doubled the amount of scroll that's going to happen. And if you've got 2 child containers and an image in a 1-page view, it now becomes 3. Do you get what I mean? Or depending on what size you do. So to reduce the amount of scrolling, I've said turn it into a standard carousel, style up your arrows. I've left them big here intentionally. But when you go to the desktop, you would have the scroll effect kick in as per what we want. And then you got the icon for when you scroll down. I told you, right? I could not make this simpler. The part where you're going to spend most of your time is actually building out the individual slides with your content. Sticky icon, you call it sticky icon, skip for the container that sits below, you drop in the code, and it works. And then when you get to the mobile, you have your manual normal navigation. So you're catering for different user experiences. And I know, like I said, some of you will disagree with that because you want that whole effect. I slightly disagree, especially when you have some screens where there's like 10 slides going on. And I'm like, I just want to get to the bottom. It's really annoying if I want to get to the bottom, but I've got to keep doing that. So give them the icon to skip it or to have control of whether they have to or not, and they can just slide past it. You're either going to like this or hate it. I've probably set myself up for a lot of negativity, but hey, I still love it. I'm Imran from Web Squadron. I hope you like, subscribe, share, and follow. I'm looking forward to your comments. See you soon.